In the heart of an ancient, sprawling forest, where sunlight danced upon emerald leaves and whispered secrets to the wind, there lived a young tiger cub named Ryan. Ryan was born into a world of wonder, where each day brought a new adventure among mossy clearings, sparkling streams, and towering trees that reached for the heavens. His playful spirit and boundless energy were the very embodiment of the forest's vitality, and he roamed its hidden paths with a curious gleam in his golden eyes. Ryan's earliest memories were filled with the rustle of ferns and the melodious calls of birds. He would chase after elusive butterflies, his tiny paws kicking up swirls of autumn leaves, and pounce on fleeting beams of sunlight. Yet, amid this tapestry of life, danger and mystery lay in wait, as the forest was not merely a haven of beauty, but also a realm where nature's trials tested the heart and spirit of every creature. One crisp morning, as the dew still clung to the blades of grass and the forest hummed with quiet anticipation, Ryan ventured farther than ever before. Drawn by the intoxicating scent of wild orchids and the promise of discovery, he wandered into a secluded glen where ancient trees formed a natural cathedral overhead. In the midst of this sacred space, a narrow trail led him to a murky marsh, a place he had heard whispered about in the rustling of leaves. The water here was dark and still, bordered by twisted vines and gnarled roots that snaked across the muddy ground. Enthralled by the allure of this mysterious marsh, Ryan began to chase a dancing beam of sunlight that flickered upon its surface. His delicate paws, unaccustomed to the treacherous terrain, found purchase on slick stones embedded in the soft mud. In an instant, the playful frolic turned to frantic struggle. Ryan slipped, and with a startled cry, he plunged into a concealed pit within the marsh. The pit was deep and shadowed, its walls slick with slime and entangled in thick, thorny vines that seemed to spring from the very earth itself. As Ryan tumbled downward, the world around him blurred into a swirl of damp earth and dark water. When at last he came to a halt, he found himself trapped. His tiny body lay sprawled on a cold, unforgiving floor of mud, and his paw, his pride and joy, was ensnared by the clutches of the thorny vines. Panic rose in his chest, and he let out a series of plaintive roars, echoes of distress that reverberated through the silent, oppressive darkness of the pit. Hours seemed to pass in anguished isolation as Ryan struggled, each desperate tug against the merciless vines met with only the unyielding grip of nature's design. Just when hope seemed a distant memory, fate intervened in the form of an unexpected visitor. High above the pit, where shafts of light broke through the dense canopy, a majestic presence stirred. Perched upon a sturdy branch of an ancient oak was a stag unlike any other, a creature whose antlers shimmered with an ethereal glow, as if they were forged from moonlight and stardust. This was Arahan, the celestial stag, whose luminous presence was spoken of in hushed legends among the woodland creatures. Arahan had long roamed the forest as its silent guardian, his noble gaze watching over all who dwelled within. Drawn by the cub's heart-wrenching cries, the stag's luminous eyes narrowed with concern. With measured grace, Arahan descended from his lofty perch, moving as if in slow motion yet with undeniable purpose. His arrival transformed the oppressive gloom of the pit into an arena of hope and possibility. The celestial stag approached the struggling cub, his presence radiating calm and assurance. In that tender moment, as the cool night air mingled with the scent of damp earth and wild blossoms, Arahan knelt beside Ryan. With the gentle strength that belied his majestic form, he used his magnificent antlers to part the dense, tangled vines that held the cub captive. Each careful movement of his glowing antlers seemed imbued with a magic older than the forest itself, a magic born of compassion and ancient lore. Slowly but surely, the vines began to yield, loosening their grip on Ryan's injured paw. The tiger cub, his eyes wide with wonder and relief, felt the weight of his despair lift as the gentle giant set him free. Freed from the clutches of the merciless vines, Ryan clambered out of the pit with trembling limbs. He looked up at Arahan, his small face illuminated by the soft radiance of the stag's antlers, and in that silent exchange, a bond of gratitude and friendship was forged. The celestial stag, with a graceful nod, silently imparted to Ryan the understanding that even in the darkest of moments, help can come from the most unexpected of places. Over the following days, The forest seemed to sing a sweeter tune. Ryan, now more cautious yet ever curious, ventured out with a new awareness of its hidden perils and wondrous secrets. His heart, once filled only with youthful exuberance, had grown with the wisdom of survival and the kindness of unexpected aid. And as he roamed, he could often be seen gazing upward, as if in silent prayer of thanks to the noble stag who had saved his life. Time flowed gently through the forest, and the seasons began their inexorable dance. The crisp air of early autumn gave way to the soft embrace of winter, and beneath the glistening frost, the forest lay hushed and serene. Yet the bond between the tiger cub and the celestial stag remained vibrant, a living testament to the magic of mutual care. One bitterly cold morning, when the forest was shrouded in a delicate layer of snow and the chill seemed to reach into every corner of nature, Arahan ventured near a frozen stream that cut through a sunlit glade. The stag, though regal and composed, moved with a measured caution. His antlers, usually resplendent with a supernatural glow, now carried the weight of winter's frosty touch. Unbeknownst to Arahan, fate had once again woven a delicate thread in the tapestry of their intertwined lives. As the celestial stag ambled gracefully along the banks of the frozen stream, a cruel twist of destiny unfolded. A group of poachers, drawn by the promise of rare and wondrous creatures, had set their traps in the forest. Hidden beneath a blanket of snow and masked by the winter's calm, a cruel contraption lay in wait, a trap designed to ensnare the forest's most elusive beings. When Arahan stepped unwittingly into the trap, a heavy, iron-bound net clamped around his magnificent antlers. The ancient ropes, woven with cunning human craft, tightened with each passing moment, binding the stag in a vice of cold, unyielding metal. The majestic stag struggled, his deep, soulful eyes reflecting both defiance and silent fear. The net constricted further, threatening to extinguish the celestial light that had once shone so brightly from his antlers. In that desperate hour, his majestic form, usually so assured and serene, trembled under the weight of imminent danger. Far away, in the familiar sunlit glade where Ryan often played, the tiger cub sensed a disturbance, a subtle shift in the balance of the forest that stirred his keen instincts. The memory of his own time of despair, spent helplessly trapped in the dark marsh pit, surged within him. With a heart filled with unwavering loyalty and gratitude, Ryan dashed through the snowy forest, his lithe form leaving fleeting tracks in the pristine white blanket. Each step was fueled by the memory of rescue and the burning desire to return the favor to the one who had once saved his life. Ryan arrived at the glade to find the majestic stag struggling against the cruel trap. The sight filled him with both sorrow and determination. Without hesitation, the tiger cub leaped forward, his eyes blazing with resolve. With his sharp claws and nimble strength, Ryan began to claw at the ropes that bound Arahan. The cold, metallic tang of the ropes mingled with the earthy scent of the forest as the cub worked tirelessly to tear apart the trap. His small frame moved with the courage of a lion, every muscle straining in a race against time. The forest seemed to hold its breath as Ryan's determined efforts gradually began to weaken the cruel bonds. The poacher's trap, though designed to be unyielding, could not withstand the fierce will of a creature who had known both despair and redemption. With one final, mighty lunge, the tiger cub's claws tore through the ropes, and the net fell away with a resounding clatter upon the snowy ground. Arahan, now free, bowed his great head in gratitude as his luminous antlers, though still marked by the ordeal, began to shimmer once more with their celestial light. In that profound moment, as the frost began to melt under the gentle warmth of the emerging sun, the celestial stag revealed the true nature of his being. No longer merely a majestic creature of the forest, Arahan's eyes sparkled with an inner light that transcended mortal understanding. He spoke in a voice that resonated like the music of ancient times, a voice that carried the wisdom of the stars and the secrets of the earth. "Brave one," he intoned softly, "your courage has rekindled a light that had nearly faded from my being. Through your selfless act, you have not only saved me but restored the magic that binds our forest together." Ryan, still panting from his exertions, looked up in wonder as the stag continued, "I am no mere creature of flesh and blood. I have long been the guardian spirit of these woods, cursed in mortal form until a bond of true friendship could set me free. Today, through our mutual rescue, that curse is lifted. You, dear cub, have proven that even in the darkest moments, kindness and bravery can forge a path to salvation. The forest, which had borne silent witness to so many fleeting moments, seemed to awaken with a newfound vibrancy. Birds sang jubilant melodies from the treetops, and the gentle murmur of the stream flowed with a renewed sense of purpose. Ryan's heart swelled with pride and humility as he listened to Arahan's words, his young mind absorbing the lesson that true friendship transcended all boundaries, whether of nature, magic, or fate. In the days that followed, the forest became a canvas upon which the extraordinary bond between Ryan and Arahan was painted in vivid hues. The tiger cub, once a playful wanderer of the woods, grew into a symbol of courage and compassion. He would often be seen trotting alongside the celestial stag, his eyes bright with the knowledge of a secret shared between kindred souls. Together, they roamed the forest, their journey a quiet testament to the power of mutual rescue and the healing magic of empathy. They encountered many challenges along the way. At times, Ryan would face dangerous ravines and turbulent streams, and Arahan would use his ancient wisdom to guide him safely through nature's trials. On other days, it was Ryan's quick reflexes and daring spirit that saved Arahan from hidden snares and treacherous traps set by those who sought to exploit the forest's magic. Each rescue, each act of bravery, wove their lives together in a tapestry of loyalty and wonder. One crisp evening, as the first hints of spring stirred the forest awake, Ryan and Arahan found themselves near a crystal-clear lake that mirrored the heavens. The sky was painted with hues of lavender and rose, and the gentle lapping of water against the shore created a lullaby of serenity. Here, amid the delicate fragrance of blooming jasmine and the soft murmur of nature, they sat together and reflected upon the twists of fate that had brought them to this moment. Arahan spoke of ancient legends, of a time when the forest was young and magic flowed as freely as the wind. He recounted how his luminous antlers were once a symbol of hope and renewal, until a dark curse had shrouded him in mortal bonds. It was the kindness of a brave soul, a small tiger cub who dared to defy fate, that had ultimately broken the spell. Ryan listened with rapt attention, his youthful heart touched by the profundity of the stag's words. In that moment of quiet communion, the forest around them seemed to shimmer with a hidden radiance. The trees whispered secrets, and the stars above blinked in silent approval. Ryan realized that every challenge he had faced, every slip, every fall, every moment of despair, had been a stepping stone on his journey toward becoming the guardian of this enchanted realm. And Arahan, in his newfound celestial glory, had reclaimed his destiny as the eternal protector of the forest's magic. As time passed, the bond between the tiger cub and the celestial stag deepened. They became inseparable, a living allegory of the eternal dance between vulnerability and strength. Ryan's playful antics, once marked by carefree exuberance, now carried the weight of wisdom earned through hardship. And Arahan's gentle guidance, though imbued with ancient power, was softened by the compassion he had received from a small, brave cub. Their adventures became the stuff of legend among the forest creatures. Birds sang songs of their bravery, and the whispering wind carried tales of their selfless acts far beyond the boundaries of the ancient woods. Every creature, from the tiniest insect to the most towering tree, seemed to flourish under the protective canopy of their friendship. The forest itself, nurtured by the balance of nature and magic, blossomed into a realm of eternal wonder. Yet, even as peace and harmony reigned, both Ryan and Arahan knew that life's journey was an ever-unfolding tapestry of challenges and triumphs. There were days when the memories of past struggles would resurface, a reminder of the thorny vines, the crushing weight of traps, and the fleeting moments of fear. But in those moments, they would look into each other's eyes and remember the true strength that lay in their bond. It was a strength born not of might alone, but of compassion, trust, and an unwavering commitment to protect one another. One day, as the forest awoke to the gentle caress of a new dawn, a crisis emerged that tested the very fabric of their union. A mysterious blight began to seep into the forest, darkening leaves and wilting flowers as if a shadow had fallen over the land. The streams grew sluggish, and a palpable sense of foreboding permeated the air. The The creatures of the forest whispered in hushed tones, fearful that the ancient magic that sustained their home was in peril. Ryan, now grown stronger and wiser from his many trials, took it upon himself to investigate the source of this strange affliction. Guided by Arahan's timeless wisdom and his own indomitable spirit, he ventured deep into the heart of the forest. The journey was fraught with danger, treacherous bogs, dense thickets, and eerie, silent clearings where the light seemed to vanish. Yet, with each step, the tiger cub drew strength from the memory of the kindness that had once saved him, and from the promise of a future nurtured by friendship. In the darkest part of the forest, beneath a canopy so thick that not even moonlight could penetrate, Ryan discovered the cause of the blight, a corrupted root of an ancient tree that had fallen victim to a lingering curse. The tree's once majestic branches hung low and lifeless, and its bark was marred by deep, sinister grooves that pulsed with a faint, malevolent glow. It was as if the very essence of the forest was being poisoned by this dark force. Summoning every ounce of courage, Ryan roared with the ferocity of his ancestors, his voice echoing through the silent gloom. He circled the cursed tree, his keen eyes searching for a solution amid the decay. Just then, as if summoned by his determination, Arahan appeared, a beacon of light amid the encroaching darkness. The celestial stag's antlers shone with renewed brilliance, dispelling the shadows with a radiance that seemed to come from another realm. Together, they approached the ancient, cursed tree. Arahan explained that the corruption stemmed from a deep-seated imbalance, a wound in the very heart of the forest that needed healing. Ryan, with his youthful resolve and the spirit of the forest coursing through his veins, vowed to restore the balance. Over the following days and nights, the tiger cub and the celestial stag worked tirelessly. Arahan's luminous antlers channeled the ancient magic of the forest, while Ryan used his strength and agility to remove the twisted, infected roots and cleanse the sacred ground. Their efforts were a symphony of nature's resilience, a harmonious blend of magic, might, and unwavering friendship. Slowly but surely, the corruption began to recede. The cursed tree, once a symbol of despair, started to show signs of renewal. Tiny green shoots emerged from its broken bark, and the malevolent glow faded into a gentle luminescence. The forest, in turn, responded with a burst of life. Flowers bloomed where none had dared to grow, streams sparkled with renewed clarity, and the birds sang once more in joyful chorus. In that miraculous moment of restoration, Ryan and Arahan stood side by side, their hearts filled with pride and hope. They knew that the challenges of the forest were far from over, but they also understood that the power of true friendship and selfless sacrifice could overcome even the darkest of curses. As the years passed, the tale of the tiger cub and the celestial stag became a legend, a story whispered by the wind and celebrated by every creature of the forest. Ryan grew into a magnificent guardian of his realm, his coat marked by the adventures of his youth and his eyes alight with the wisdom of a survivor. Arahan, now fully embraced as the forest's eternal guardian, continued to roam the ancient woods, his celestial glow a constant reminder that magic and hope could flourish even in the harshest of times. Their bond, forged in moments of peril and nurtured through countless acts of rescue, remained an enduring testament to the truth that no one is ever truly alone. In every rustle of leaves, every ripple in the stream, and every star that shone in the midnight sky, the spirit of their friendship lived on, a beacon of light guiding lost souls back to safety, and a promise that kindness, courage, and the magic of true connection would forever reign in the heart of the forest. And so, the story of Ryan and Arahan echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder that even the smallest act of compassion can ignite a spark of hope, and that the bonds we forge in our darkest moments can transform our lives in ways we never imagined.